Hola, hola. Ahojte všetci. Pri ďalšom sledovaní Broken Sword. Je mi tá hra je hlasno. Sekunda, ja si to musím stíšiť. To mám také výkonné slúchadlá, že všetko počujem extra hlasno. Čaute. Máme tu zase našich adventuristov 8. bytu, čo ste aj vy všetci. A keď spolu s nami prechádzate nejaké tie ozaj starotinky a staré hry a staré veci, na ktoré prichádzame, že si ich radi zahráme spolu. A taká puzzlovačka, ako je napríklad Broken Sword, je ozaj fajn. Takže. Sme už asi v takej prvej tretine? Štvrtine? Ne, viacej. Už sme pred polovicou, sa mi zdá, hry. Posledne sme doriešili veci okolo Írska a následne nás to spätne hodilo do bytu našej milovanej Niko, takže okolo Sádry. Jasno, presne. Do ktorej sme sa nemohli vymočiť, ale museli sme ísť opravovať nejaké sprosté írske puby. To je hrúza. Ahojky. Takže, opäť sme tu doma. Mali sme nejaké news, čo tam bolo?
I had messages waiting to be played.
Yes.
I had messages waiting to be played.
No, zahľadaj.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column.
Oh,
Pay's
yeah?
lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country.
That's
And
true.
I
A whole
got some
different country.
Amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slán. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Collard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God.
Oh,
Merlin's
yeah.
the killer. I
He
better get over
is.
there and warn her now. When
Oh.
it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die.
Imelda is the... Ja si myslím, že Imelda určite...
I
Oh,
arrived to find
jaký
Paris and
railroad
the
toto.
courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Všimli ste si, že tu máme taký krásne, úplne... To som si všimol už pri prvej tejto. Je to taký úplne nádherný, veľmi vhodný lezecký monument, ktorý tu samozrejme postavil asi nejaký umelec. Yeah. A ten samozrejme využijeme. Áno. Môžeme zvoniť, môžeme ísť stade, ale môžeme sa na to pozrieť, čo sú tieto tu, prečo to tak svieti?
Just your average modern art retaining wire.
Retaining wire.
Just your average modern art retaining wire. It was held in place by wires. Maybe it wasn't art after all. Maybe it was a cell phone transmitter. People say, what's the point of modern art? I say, isn't it obvious?
What'd you say? Isn't it obvious? What? Milujem ľudí, ktorí niečo povedia, ale vlastne nepovedia nič.
If only I could get up to the window.
It's very easy. Just go
Fixed
up.
tight. Presumably to stop critics stealing it. Who else would want to?
No, choď tam.
Fixed tight.
What? No?
I had decrypted the note. It read, Pierre. Full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I wasn't the only one to... I'd been right.
Dobre. Okidoki. Myslím, že tu vidíme hore, len keď stisneme na to, ale...
Fixed tight.
Fixed tight. Nothing. Ideme asi hlavným vchodom. Tu sa potom budeme tady schádzať.
The intercom system wasn't working. Bad
What?
sign. Somebody had cut the wire.
Máme zbraň za sebou. Oh no. Musíme ho pachnúť tým oným. Okay. Locked.
Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that.
No, just tackle it. Come on, do it. Pred ním. Áno, ako táto hra, máme nás naučiť premýšľať a šokovať. Presne ako táto hra. Na ním nebyl čajík, takže to musíte počkať. Zatiaľ môžete porozmýšľať, ako to dostane hore. OK, môžeme to ešte raz kliknúť. Možno teraz, keď sme už zistili, že dvere nefungujú, teraz nás to možno pustí ďalej. Ako všetky tie blbé hry, ktoré...
Fixed tight. Presumably to stop critics stealing it. Who else would want to?
On. Cukor. Áno, tu viem, čo je s cukor. Predzad vody? Aha, lebo je ona aj ďalej? Vynikajúci nápad, poď sem strane. Vynikajúci. To ma vôbec nenapadlo. Inak nie je tá hra príliš hlasno? Asi nie. OK, takže čo máme? My nič nemáme. Oh no. Máme kľúč, máme ale kľúč. Teraz môžeme kľúč. Proste išla tam, aby si mi ukázala, že... OK, skúsime niečo iné. Máme ešte tú sponku. S tou sponkou skúšame to vytvárať.
A hair clip to pick a high security lock? Might work in a movie, but not for me.
Lady. OK, skúsime opraviť toto. No. What to do? Čo to ešte je? Čo to ešte je? Možno som zle klikal, možno som mal kliknúť na to okno a ona teraz vyjde potom aj.
That broken window looked like the best way in. That broken... Fixed tight.
A toto? Pardon. Nemal som len pozerať, mal som sa...
I unhooked the first wire.
Hej, unhook this second one. Rezať druhý. Stačilo ich len na ich kliknúť. Pardon.
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
Very good. Now, click on the statue. Tak ďaleko to
If
bolo.
I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
Páči sa mi, ako dekonštruktivisticky k tomu pristupuje. Hej. Všetko. Bolo niečo? Stalo?
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
Well, what do we have? Flip?
No.
No, okay. Kľúčom, ja režem s kľúčom.
No.
No. Toto? Very good. Clickety click. So easy. Čo tam bolo vlastne? Tam bolo rozbité okno? Pardon, takže. Som to bral ako filozofiku, ako metódu analýzy. Ale upratali. Nič tu nie je škaredé. Kliknúť sa nikde nedá vlastne. A sme tu za ono? Konec. On to tu vyrezal vtedy. Nič, ideme ďalej. Tu ešte niečo. Myslíte, že bude tu niečo? Nie, že potom... Ako je jasné, že nás tá hra tým naznačením, že tam je svetlo nutí. Tu nie je nič? Nie, to je len... Okay. Inak minulé som práve rozmýšľal nad tým, keď som videl... Počkajte, potom vám poviem, lebo
My
asi...
God, I'm too late.
Oh no, she's dead.
Imelda. Oh no.
Oh no, she's alive.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. Absurd. You
Well-
came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
I am your mother, Nico.
She was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
What? How did she use you? What for? I mean, seriously. Punk. So true.
Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace.
The fuck? Že, a teraz ju oberieme o všetky veci, hej?
I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key.
Klikety, klik.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Táto hra? No! Why? Oh no. I'm really not liking this. Je to čím ďalej tým horšie. Si nám nesvieti, takže asi nemáme žiadne.
You have no messages.
Môžeme zavolať niekomu.
There wasn't anyone that I needed.
Okay, nechcem. Okay. Nobody there. Niečo otcovi možno? Vidíme, že Imelda.
It was a photograph of my father, the first one I ever took.
Takže nič. Poďme ďalej.
I had no reason to go out into the night.
What? Tak si ľahni na posteľ a spí. Pociam, Sara, you are the best. Už to hráme, že toto bolo asi 4 týždne dozadu. Áno, presne tak. Tá hra je úplne... OK. Teraz sa pozerajte. Pociam, Sara na to prišla a teraz to otvoríme.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's.
Carchon mal elefanta, Imelda mala...
The box was on the elephant.
Okay. Look at that.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside.
Oh, he was her mother.
It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box?
Ti to nedochádza, Niko.
I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning.
Oh.
While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come.
Oh. Chceš to vedieť, Niko?
Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday.
Algiers.
My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you're really working for. Or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No, they'll just give you a funny job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense.
Really? It doesn't.
Had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all.
Okay. That's what you think. Nico, si tak naivná.
He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
What? Okay. This is terrible. Okay, no, teraz si pospíme. Môžeš si poplakať a pospať. Ani si pesničku nepustila. Ona celú noc presedela, chceš mi povedať za
I
tým
knew
stolom.
it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then...
Come
Come
in,
in.
George.
Hello, George.
What's going on?
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so
Guys.
ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead,
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Ukaži to. Oh,
Pigram's gem?
The Templar's gem. Whoever Jacques Marquette is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquette?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
OK. To je čo? Už si nepamätám.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Oh no, again.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Okay. To sa naozaj nedá uniknúť z tej
A knight with a crystal ball. The
Môžem
knight
zopakujem.
scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Okay.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
And then
There's a guy
loom.
working on a loom.
Nothing more? Just a guy working on a loom? Okay, okay.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse.
Okay,
What are
okay.
your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by
Montfaucon.
is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Fasson? Kto bol Montfaucon? Ja už som z toho... Oh no. Picture of a hanged man? Kde sme to mali, že tam bola nejaký... Z toho trochu mimo. Is there...
Do you want to
ruby.
look after the gem?
No, George. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Well, hanged man.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Prestano.
Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Yeah.
Just take care of yourself.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Canchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
Mm-hmm. He's doing it. Yeah. To be honest... Okay, čo je to tam? Jeho poch... Teraz vlastne hráme za koho? Hráme ešte stále za Niko? Ja už som z toho blbý. Musel? OK. Možno Lobino?
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
To sme všetko prešli.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Oh, he's not there. Niečo sa stalo.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
That, where is... Yeah, však tu nie je. No.
Have you heard of a man called Marquette?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Which hospital was Marquette taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquette known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
I'd like to report in a...
Yes,
Okay.
monsieur? I see.
outside. They stopped me.
Could you describe...
One looked like their names are...
Bon.
Tak, to už mali. Myslím, že
See you later,
musíme to
Sergeant.
riešiť. Okay. What about this guy? Montfaucon. I think find out Montfaucon is all about. The hanging man. Okay. To je ten Marquette, to je ten, ktorý mal dostať ten... Ja už som z toho... Trošku mi to začína splývať. Tie mená, všetky sú na M. Merlin, Marco, Marquette, Montfaucon, Montmartre. Som tu dvakrát. Nie, pardon. No. Už som sa videl môj monitor, pretože máme na seba aj streamovací pozadie, aj hru. Rovno návidím. Vidím polovicu z toho. Oh no, to je toto zase. Teta, ujo. Hôpital.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquette.
In which department does he work?
Okay.
He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
What? Oh?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquette urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquette is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides,
Isn't that zavedú?
Marquette's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Oh,
Could
really?
you
Which
tell
one?
me who Marquette's employers are?
How does he know that?
Certainly not.
He
May I
needs
have
to
the
get
honor of
shocked.
shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Thanks for your help.
Na čo čaká?
Excuse me,
Pozerá na hodinky. Niečo bude.
Yes, sir?
is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
No.
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Yes, she American. Yeah.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquette.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquette before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquette. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
I am. I have this. Look at this
Look at this
Cooper card.
ID pass.
Yeah.
So you're Merlin. Marquette's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Oh? Oh, of course, the bad nurse is a black
What's
one.
so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
She's South American.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
And she's no...
She's like part of the furniture.
I
Her
was
name is
beginning to get
Grendel.
the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J.
And make her
How
jealous.
do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge.
Oh, fuck,
Turn
no,
left
so much.
past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Left. What? Once... no! Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let's go.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
It's Merlin. He's disguised as a sanitation thingy.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's
Why?
what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Oh,
Why,
please.
it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquette?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Oh, Mr. Shiny. Okay. Yeah, let's shake his hand.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
Yeah, I think... Oh, maybe he's seen this
Do
man.
you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
It's you.
No.
Okay, that's it.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Okay, ridiculous. Oh, unplug his thingy. Oh, we can use it later on, maybe. Settle.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Okay, tak możemy to wyużyć.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Aha! Too easy. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Kill. Okay. Ha ha ha! Good as new. Oh no. Let's not talk to this guy. Späť. Alebo ďalej. No.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
He's so nice.
Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay, čo sme dostali? What? Dostali sme tú hračku, kde tú guľku musíš dostať. To sme dostali na čo? Okay.
Do you have a patient named Marquette on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquette in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquette's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquette's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
What is this?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Oh, to nie je. Uh-oh. What is this device? Čo mi to dávate? To je na meranie tlaku. Oh no, we are the worst. A ja som myslel, že to je, neviem, či to poznáte, máte taký kalíšok, na to máte šnúrku a na konci tej šnúrky máte guličku. A vlastne viete, a snažte sa tým pohybom guličku dostať do tej. Ja som myslel, že to je niečo také. Ouch. Okay, what about this? Oh, we can do... môžeme sa hrať na Doktorov bez hraníc, nie? Či ak sa neboli? Nie, to nie sú tí, pardon, to boli. Tí predsa pomáhajú v východnom Timure a takto. Ale môžeme sa hrať na tých doktorov, ktorí majú červené nosy.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Oh dear, I don't think he'll be needing that again.
Who?
Monsieur Boissy, the comatose clown.
Okay, začne to byť divné. Okay, dobre.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, tento nás volá, tento chce niečo. Tento nás volá. Ups, si nás volajú. Ok, myslím, že môžeme porozprávať s týmto páncim. Keď sme už lekárom.
Hello, anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Oh no, this is terrible. Robíme strašný job ako doktor.
What can you tell me about Marquette?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquette?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, doctor, what's your opinion?
Oh no.
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Okay, čo keby sme zmerali tlak?
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Viete, robíme to dobre.
Seems fine to me. You're not doing it right.
Keby to dali šok, možno má problém so srdcom. Oh no.
I'll come back later.
To bola vyhrážka? Okay. A tento nám...
Doctor!
Yes? Uh-oh.
What is it? You haven't taken my blood pressure.
Oh. When we did. we did.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
Oops.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
No. Oh, toto bude zlé. Doctor.
Oh, Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Oh, no. Musím mu niečo dať, niečo iné mu dám. Nech sa zamestná.
Okay, let's try again.
You're not doing it right. Seems fine.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
This is terrible. Poďme ho niečo skúsiť. Ovalíme ho. Dáme mu šok. Šok? Čo? Okay, na to. That's not it.
Hi, it's me again.
Maybe not.
Teraz. Ovalíme ho.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor.
It's a medical device.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No, I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Špinavú vreckovku?
Have you any idea
what
this is?
16 000?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
This is terrible.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'll come back later.
I have no clue what to do. Let me try again.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Oh no, this is stuck.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquette first.
How come he gets preferential treatment?
Yeah, how come?
It's because he's got money, isn't it?
I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Chip on your shoulder? What chip on your shoulder? Áno, musíš pozerať postupne Fumbles. Na každom streame môže dať 3000. Myslíš, že nás pustí teraz konečne?
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
My blood pressure is quite high already.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquette.
How come
I'll come...
OK. Musím sa porozprávať s pani Grendelovou, lebo toto nevyzerá dobre.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
This, yeah. niečo na to nefunguje.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Z neho dostaneme čo nevie zmerať tlak. To vie robiť aj malé decko.
It was a device used for measuring people's blood pressure.
No shit, Sherlock. Really? Butt pressure, yeah. Ale máš pravdu. Iné prístroje. Tie európske sú úplne divné. I don't like being stuck. Jak to spravíme? No preč? Nie, na čo? Nie, musíme s ním niečo poriešiť.
Hi, it's me again. Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
Well, it is plaster. No.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alimut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Okay, we're stuck.
I'll come back later.
Come back later. Niečo nemáme, niečo sme prehliadli, alebo niečo. Možno s tým Högerlinom by sme museli najprv porozprávať.
The connector in the socket supplied electricity to the polishing machine.
Môžem teraz porozprávať. Pod lekára, on to pre nerozpozná.
Hello.
Oh, hi! No whistling, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, he tells me. No? Zistiť, ako sa používa ten sprostý...
Yeah! Take care now!
Ten sprosté zariadenie na meranie tlaku. Oh! To je nejaký iný lekár toto? Vyzerá presne ako ja. Oh, aj tady sa dá ísť. Oh! What? Nie. What? Idem na neho. Nechcem pohovoriť a mňa to hodí niekde úplne inde. Musíme si prejsť bližšie. Okay. Oh, okay.
My name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
Yeah.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Oopsies.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquette?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
No a teraz by som chcel poslať tým pacientom, ale vôbec mi neukazuje tú možnosť, že si vybrať toho pacienta, vieš. Myslím, že to tak nejak
See you
bude.
later.
Right.
Teraz. Musíme porozprávať s týmto pánom. To je ten Hoger.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Sure.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
Of course.
bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Oh my god. Of course. Benny,
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
you're with me.
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Keep it safe until I think of something.
Why?
Follow me, Benoit.
Okay.
I'm right behind you, sir.
Okay. Čiže potom s ním musíme porozprávať, keď príjeme.
Hey, Benoit!
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Brilliant. Mali sme prísť z druhej strany, pardon. Prečo sa postavil tak, aby sme nevideli, ako to robí? Tak druhú ruku má nastavenú. This is terrible. On nás teraz ale... Ha. Oh no. Strážnik.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquette?
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquette is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
Anthrax?
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
A gorilla and a weasel?
No. This was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a Homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
An Homburg? What is a Homburg? Čo to je? Okay,
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, doc.
Oh no.
Marquette?
Yes, I am Marquette. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the Hashashin.
Oh, Hashashinsky meat.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
We found
you
it.
Have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of.
Okay.
I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You
Ten pán je nejaký veľmi malý.
for Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
There you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
Oh,
He's an
no.
imposter. The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Oh my god, the action scene.
Stand back, monsieur.
Oh my. Oh no.
Hello, George.
Hello, George. Oh no. Je nádejný fotograf. Ale má rozmalené fotky? What? Prečo? Čo? Niečo som nepochopil. To dáva zmysel? Nie, to nedáva zmysel. Aký to dáva zmysel? Yeah. Marquette is dead.
I found Jacques Marquette.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yes.
Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
Me.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man?
Yeah.
Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window.
Also Fantomas. Oh no, who is this? Within Zabiak.
Have you ever heard of the Hashi-Ashin?
Hashi-Ashin.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil.
Yeah.
He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
Why is he here now? I mean...
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so.
Ah, okay.
He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
Oh, Death introduced himself, their self. George is so smart. Yeah, he's so smart. Čakaj, by ste taký zmerali tlak. Niko.
No.
Nie? Ale nie, ja nechcem zmerať tlak. Come on. Je to dôležitá vec. Nič? Nie. Daj mi
Hey,
šok.
Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
Buster. OK, čiže...
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
Andre? To je Andre, preboha zasa. Takže. Okay. That's it? Mousner. Ja som si poďme do toho Ubu, aby sme ich tam, ale poďme do muzea. Hovorím, že už o tom... Oh, look at that. That is here. To bude Lobino?
I beg your pardon. Are you Andre Lobino?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No. I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay. Shoot.
OK, čiže... Lobino to je... Inak vyzerá presne tak ako všetci tí kreslení archeológovia zo všetkých možných týchto, či už je to Atlantis, alebo je to Stargate a myslím, že všetci vyzerajú rovnako. Znamená, že jeden typ, ktorý ľudia neustále vydávajú ako
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit.
What?
Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived.
Yes. Tuto je kto, Pegram?
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
Taký máme deň vlastne, ja nemám šajnu, koľko je kedy.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochmarn tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
What about the hashish?
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes. It was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes. They gave a new word to our language. Assassini. The assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
Vymývanie mozgov. Ale stredovek.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Assassin's Creed.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie.
Georgie, already.
Diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez.
Jeez, yeah.
How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families.
Oh, that's true.
They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience.
Yeah, poverty.
So,
give all the money to
money,
us.
goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
They exist, Andre.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
Andre, you don't know what you're talking about.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman.
But not speak more about her.
This friend who has the manuscript?
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Uh-oh. Toto stopra nebude ten Lobino, ale nejaký. Yeah.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
Should we?
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so. You're not one of those crazies who think the Templars still exist, are you?
Yes, I am.
Well,
Yes, I am.
I try to keep an open mind on the matter.
My sme ti zobrali...
No way.
No way?
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Stopro, lebo som to podali. A pre mňa to nebude on, to bude niekto úplne iný, stopro. Možno sa nechal len prezliekol. I need to head. A hra nám presne hovorí, čo musíme robiť. Nemusíte sa vôbec snažiť, stačí klikať. Vedieť po anglicky. Ide tu. Severovýchodne. What? Okay. Však kaviareň, ktorá vybuchne. Nejaký... A nejaký starček, ktorý... Nie je to prezlečený zateté na niečo nás predtým. Ideme do ďalších kanálov.
Excuse me, officer.
Officer? This is an officer? What kind of officer is this?
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but
please.
I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
What happened to duty? Thanks for getting what I know.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
OK, to je celkom ako milé, že keby nám, lebo v normálnej hre by to asi takto nebolo, že nám to ukazuje všetko, čo môžeme robiť. Ale teda normálne by nám to asi tá jedna postava povedala, že čo by sme asi mohli
In French, English, and German, it read, In 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order of the Templars, and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine.
Dobrý večer. Do chatu. OK. OK. Schodíky. Schodíky. Čiže by sme...
I couldn't open it with my bare hands.
Well, don't use your bare hands. You can use the... ale najprv sa pozrieme. No.
I didn't have time to sit around.
No? Okay, okay. Oh. Žarobka.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
This one. Martin Kríž.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
It's openable. You can see it. What? Ruka niečo drží.
A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell.
Spanish Inquisition.
Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported.
What?
On the end of the staff was some kind of... Somehow it looked more modern than its neighbor. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout.
Good for you, George. Ako sa bojím, že hej, doteraz... Všetko zatiaľ musím robiť. No, okay. Možno. Uvidím, kedy bude ten prvý zákys, kedy musíme kombinovať niečo a nevieme, ako to urobiť. Ok, čo s týmto?
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work. A stone... I wondered if this guy had died in combat. A stone knight...
Oh, okay, sorry.
In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain.
Oh. Že vlastne len tá stredná a tieto dve sú moderné. How do we do this?
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. On the end of the staff... I could see that what had at first seemed to be a fine engraved chasing on the scroll was actually writing. Per disciplinum meum lux videbus. Sounds pretty familiar to me. Per disciplinum meum lux videbus. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess. I didn't recognize... Per discipline... A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
Dve palce hore, toto dole. Až sa asi... Lebo ukazuje s tými rukami, hej? To je celkom zaujímavé.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it.
Okay.
A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well. Somehow. I didn't have time to sit.
Okay.
Hey you! What do you think you are doing? Leave that cover alone. Now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Zase budeme musieť porátať sa s niekým, ale pozme sa ešte tu. OK, to je to isté. Dobre. Už sme mu kúpili niečo nové.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
Viete,
Would you like to shake? I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key.
I'll take it.
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure sleeve.
Yes, very smart.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No, I am just having a little joke.
Super.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The pattern looks Middle Eastern.
Oh, very good. Áno, to bude 100% niekde v Alžírsku, keď sa dostaneme.
Take a look at this.
Ah, an electrician.
Yes, we need to get there because of...
Do you know what this is?
It's a sewer key.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Yes.
Oh.
Is that all you can say? Oh.
I did wonder if I should say that I believe you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
Perfect.
Do you know what this is?
Aha! You Americans with your notorious nose candy. I read Hollywood Wives. I know all about it.
If you tried to sniff this stuff, you'd wall up your nostrils. It's plaster of Paris.
It is? Thank heaven. For one awful moment, I thought I might actually have to arrest somebody. Alors, the paperwork.
Alors.
You have no idea.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell no.
Then please put yours away.
Neviem, či by sme mali ukazovať ten, ale tá hra je taká fail-proof, že...
Look at this gem. What do you think?
Cut glass.
No, it's not. It's for real.
What kind of madman would go around waving a priceless gem under people's noses?
So either it's glass or I'm mad? I didn't like to think about that for too long.
Yes, we are crazy.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Shoot. Sa budem musieť dostať nejak dole. Možno ukazuje nejakých niektorú z tých planet.
A knight there in the company of his fellows. A stone knight lay in full... A stone knight... On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it.
No a teraz ten disk by sme mali chceli ho zobrať, alebo niečo. Tu ešte mám. Máme tu
Per
toho...
disciplinum meum lux videbus. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
Lux videbus. Videbus. With my teaching you will be enlightened. Oh, to je presne tá istá ona. Jasné. Duh. Ja som to vedel. Tento ukazuje, kam tam ukazuje?
Per discipline.
Ukazuje.
A bit of a stained glass window. Wow. Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess. On the end of the staff was some...
Čo tam budeme si použiť na to? Plaster zase? Nie. No. 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 Čakaj, by sa ho odrezali. Aký je ten... Nie... Aký je ten... Nie je niečo na múriku pod tou časťou vitráža latinsky? Časťou... Hej, divná veta, ale to je v poriadku. Ale kde by malo byť? Lebo nič mi neukazuje žiadnu bobku, vieš? By som to vedel naznačiť, alebo čítať, alebo niečo.
I didn't have time.
A čo to je ono? Tie lavice potom? Rozmýšľal som, či sa tu nevie nejak dostať pod tú... ako do hrobky, alebo nejak tak hlbšie. To tu ukazuje týmto dvom. Dva smery nejaké. No. A na niečo konkrétne, ale na čo? Lebo ukazuje na ten... Ale tam... Nie je tam čo robiť proste, nie je tam žiadne klikadlo. To je ten problém.
On the end of the staff was...
Ešte som rozmýšľal, či by sa nedalo nejak odlákať toho starého pána. Preto by sme tam mohli vstúpiť do dola. No len... Ako toto otvoriť? Z ním sme už urobili skoro všetko a nič... sa nedieje.
Fixed to the wall was a sign. Fixed to the wall was a sign in 3 languages.
Okay.
Hey! You stay
away. Možno by sme to mali povedať niekomu.
I once read a list of low-stress jobs. It didn't include police work. Obviously, this guy hadn't read the same list.
Okay. No ale nejako, neviem ako, neviem čo mu dať. Už som všetko mu dal, myslím, že. Uzma.
Hello, Georges.
Hello, Georges.
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
Who is it?
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquette?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquette would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Did I show you this map?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
And I show you this man. Yeah.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Oh yeah. Go back to the quest. Muzej. I nam powie. Za jedna.
Hi, André.
Hello, Georgie. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course.
Oh yeah, isn't that...
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
Okay.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know.
What?
It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No. They're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They are probably long dead.
We're going to Spain, my friends.
Does this matchbook mean...
Alamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot on modern geography, I'm afraid. The most recent map I have shows America as an English colony.
Som celkom zvedavý, na čo budeme potom používať túto zasratú kouku.
Thanks for your help, André.
You're welcome.
Vezmeme si to.
No, monsieur. No.
No.
No. Okay, okay.
Okay. No čo? Chcete vidieť, kam môžeme ísť? Voilà. Via de Vasconcelos. Teraz si ľudia, ďakujem pekne. Na Space 8. Ja dneska to už nebudeme stýliť, nebudeme. Na budúce necháme Via de Vasconcelos. Môžeme si to zapnúť a uvidíme, kam sa dostaneme. Hours later. Hej? Few hours? To znamená akože kúpili listok na lietadlo, dovezli sa na Charles de Gaulle. Hej. Musím chcem pozrieť, čo tam bolo. No dobre, trošku ešte za. Seriózne.
Hi, is this the Vasconcelos house?
Who wants to know?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the Vasconcelos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
Then I want to speak to the Countess.
Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcelos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
Yes, she has. Yes.
Yeah. That's it. The Countess has won the lottery, and I'm here to give her the check.
Marvelous. May I see it?
No. I mean, no, I have to deliver it to her in person.
The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
Oh, for crying out loud. Why'd you lead me on, then?
To amuse myself. To make you look a fool. To make you go away.
Fun now. Eh?
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why?
Let's zap him.
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
What do you make of this?
So that's it. You're a salesman.
Uh-oh.
If I was hawking medical supplies, I can think of better places to hawk them. I don't suppose this red nose means anything to you, does it?
Ah! El Flojo!
El who?
El Flojo! He is a clown on state television.
Oh. Is he any good?
He is as funny as scabies. Without the laughs.
This
I'm the
last
electrician.
pass mean anything to you?
Nothing.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
I don't smoke.
Do you recognize this man?
No.
Prečo, prvý, ktorý nám dal. Oh. Oh, but we can show him.
See this gem? Men have died for it.
Do I look as if I care?
Look at this tissue.
It's a tissue with some greasy muck on it.
Yes, that's right. Have you got any use for a fistful of plaster?
No.
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
Ako často streamujem? Streamujem nie až tak často. Streamujem vlastne len toto. To je každý útorok od asi 5:30 do 7. A potom v nedeľu na Majstrov svetov, čo je naša relácia o RPG hrách a hraní. Tam streamujeme s Edim spoločne tuto a to od večer v nedeľu okolo takej 5. Teraz aktuálne na 5. sme to mali.
Hey, you.
Yeah, what is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home, would you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Then show a little consideration.
Oops.
Okay. Sorry.
Je naozaj zastratý. Musíme mu to urobiť to, čo stále robíme, a teda vypnúť mu... No, to je dvakrát ten istý trik.
I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
No, I just want to...
I didn't like...
Okay. Čo tam... Jasné, DPCčko je už dávno zaistené. No? Tieň. Budeme to roz... No, this game is hating me. Okay, to už... Oh, my to stlačíme. Hahaha, pressure.
horse has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my horse never stops.
Oops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my horse has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
Bude to naša prvá smrť v celej hre? Čo vy na to? Ja sa tiež teším na toto sečko. Of course I'm going inside. Už tu sa je nalezť.
Hey, you on the stairs.
Oops.
I know this doesn't look good, but
Look, senor, all I want is a quiet life. A life without mad, house-breaking foreigners in it. Understand?
Look, I just wanted to, use the bathroom.
Leave now, please.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, look at that.
The main part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
Niečo? Sme sa skryli za...
The armor was about my size. I had a mental vision of putting it on and clanking off to see the Countess, with the gardener hanging hopelessly on the outside trying to stop me. Apart from being stupid and unworkable, it was a great plan.
Terrible planning. Niečo to bolo super.
The armor was I had a with the apart from...
It was a great plan, come on. Okay. Oopsies.
I love suits of armor. Who doesn't?
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Come here.
I know this doesn't look...
Look, senor. Ella and
Okay,
look,
to isté.
leave.
Okay, I'm...
Musíme urobiť niečo v tom čase, zatiaľ čo on tam... Čo? Čo sme mali spraviť? Ale je to dnu niečo. Seriously. Veci, ktoré sú úplne nepodstatné. Zase ísť sem, riešiť toto, ísť hore, ale a môžeme sa rozprávať s ním. My sme sa s ním porozprávali.
There was no way that I want...
No dobré, ale prečo sa neskrie za tým? No?
The armor was about my... I had a mental vision of, with the gardener hanging hopelessly on the outside, apart from being stupid and
Však len sa skryť musí. A tam sú psi, to tiež nechceme. Čo bolo? Ovca? Oh, grease. Ozaj neviem, čo robiť. Tu sú tí psi.
Hey, you leave.
Okay, I'm going.
Čo keby sme zobrali tú hadicu?
The main part of the house was old.
Gatehouse. To sa nedá zobrať? Nedá. Čo je tu? Inde. Je krypta. Templársky kríž.
Rats. It's locked. Rats. It's locked. From a distance, I thought it might be a summer house. Close up, I wasn't so sure.
Or is it not? Rats, it's locked.
Rat.
OK. No decka, asi sa tu ďalej nedostaneme, ale aj tak je už po 7, takže nechám si to na budúce. A ja sa s vami na dneska rozlúčim. Zatiaľ môžete rozmýšľať, ako sa staneme ďalej. A uvidíme, na čo príde. Takže na budúce pokračujeme, teda zasejujeme si to. Save game. España. Zbej koľko, počkaj. Koľko nám to dalo? Aha, sme sa vôbec neposunuli. Sme len zdá. Čo je? Tu 45, tu 45. To ešte ťažký veľký tento. No nič, no to pokračujeme ďalej. Aj neviem prečo nám to nedalo žiadne percento. A neviem čo sú toto, to sú nejaké asi... to je nové. OK, čo to už bolo? Povedz mo. To je to. A to sme nevideli, ale to je vlastne... taký prvý. To bolo vlastne ten príbeh. Niečo sme ešte neobjavili, ešte máme pár vecí. A časti komiksu, hej. Dobre teda, takže vidíme sa zase o týždeň o 5:30 tu na Twitch.tv.sk. Dovtedy sa majte fajn. Určite príďte na ďalšie streamy, ktoré máme tento týždeň. Čo je zajtra niečo. Majú naši chalani. Ahoj, fanballs. Neviem veru, ale viem, že v piatok určite bude Planeta Beep, naša anime show, takže kľudne sa majte. Maj sa tiež. A vidíme sa o týždeň zase. Zistíme, čo sa deje v tom Španielsku, aby sme odkryli všetky tajomstvá. OK, tak zatiaľ. Čau.